great for rising. You know, Charleston White has never been one to bite his tongue. He always says what he feels like needs to be said. So many times people don't agree with him. So many times people get mad with him. It doesn't matter. He says what he feels like needs to be said. But listen, I'm going to play this by Charleston White. Then I'm going to come back with a few questions and a few comments. But let me say this before we get to Charleston White. There are so many great brothers out there who are doing great things for the community, for their woman, for their children, for their friends, for their loved ones. We know that. But we know there are some cads out there. So let's listen to what Charleston White is saying. Of course, he's talking about the cads.
I've never seen a man come out my mother's bedroom. I've also never seen a man get up and go to work.
You've never seen a man come out of your mama's bedroom? You've never seen a man go to work?
Yeah, I didn't know men work. I thought men were like my Uncle Curtis and my Uncle Wayne. You know, they pimp on a woman, or they lay around all day, or earn their clothes in the middle of the day, wake up late with a joint in their mouth, fly clean, and go nowhere. You know, the unproductive black male of the 80s. So that's what I saw. So I watched all the males in my family go to prison. For my mom's cousins, my uncles, grandmother's brothers, and I never heard anybody say anything bad about prison. So think about this. I never hear anybody say anything bad about prison. They come home and make it sound bravado. Like you're missing out on something. As if it's a rite of passage. Not only that, you're seeing it on television. So it's being reinforced either way. So by the time I get to be a normal kid that can go outside and play, it's a new culture, gang culture.
You see here what Charleston White says, he's never seen a man go to work. Just laid around, slept to noon, got up, ironed their clothes, with a joint in their mouth. But they never worked. He never saw a man come out of his mother's bedroom. So by that, I guess it means there was no man in the house. I'm just taking it to mean that. So he didn't see a relationship between a male and a female. But you think about that. He grew up not seeing men work. So now, is that what caused him to be involved with robbery? Because I'm sure he saw his uncles and them doing something. They was making money some kind of way, I'm sure. Because at the age of 14, Charleston White was involved in a robbery that led to a murder charge. He spent time in juvenile detention until he was 18. And later he was released. October 2024, he was arrested for animal cruelty and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after allegedly pepper spraying a cat. In February 2025, he was arrested in Texas on aggravated assault charges, and he was held without bond. But he was released a few days later when the charges were dropped. And you know, there's some other things. You can listen at him on YouTube talk about, I would like to say, the destructive life he led. I guess that's a word I could use. But is that a result of what he saw? He didn't seem to have any examples of anybody, because he said he'd never seen a man work. So I don't know about the men in the neighborhood. Were there men in the neighborhood? They weren't working either. But I'm saying that to say this. How important is it that we, not just men, women as well, set a good example for the youth? How important is that? Because if he never saw men work, he said he didn't know men work. What effect did that have on him? So men, listen. There's no such thing as a generational curse. There are generational patterns. We're going to have to break those patterns. Let's break those patterns right here and right now. Let's break the pattern of our children seeing us not working, or doing illegal activities, or just being mean and nasty. Let's break that pattern, because we don't want to accept the responsibility, many of us, of what we created. So right here and right now, we're going to declare and decree that we're going to start setting better example for our children. We're going to do better about ourselves and by ourselves. Can we do that? For the sake of our generation, for the sake of our race. Because, you know, 2-3 generations, we've actually lost some generations. And we have to take responsibility for it. Black man, you set your black sons on the road of destruction by your actions. Why did you do it? I'm LilyBell. Be encouraged. If they close my book, you remember my story. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Support our youth in any way you can. Keep on churning till the butter comes. Albert C. Richardson, a black man, patent the butter churn U.S. patent number 446470, February 17th, 1891. I'm LilyBell. I'm just trying to create a dialogue. I leave you with this. If they close my book, you remember my story. A Nat Turner Runner production. Lock and load. LilyBell. Be encouraged.